show's first meme. I guess so. Batters David Tennant being asked back to host what he's learned. Shouldn't go near it. Oh, nothing. He has learned absolutely freaking nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Daleks, every version of Daleks. What do we explain? Yeah, why do you need to explain them? Skaro Daleks, yeah, we've seen them, and then they got a disc on their back for invasion. Supreme Dark, yeah, they're sort of in charge. I mean, like, this is designed that a 5-year-old gets it, right? Emperor and Emperor's got, again, this is designed that a 5-year-old gets it and go, cool. Davros, he's not a Dalek. And he's also can't walk. Davros is Dalek. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I know. They made them gold, gold and cream, and then they made them a little bit whiter in remembrance. I love that. Yeah, fantastic. Time War Daleks, they just rebooted the show or revived the show, and they wanted the Daleks back. They want to know what will Daleks look like in 2025, 2005, look like that. Essentially. Colt Scott, again, it's designed that a child of 5 can work this out. Human Dalek hybrid, yeah, it was shit. It didn't work. It was spoiled. Dalek, again, a 5-year-old can work this out. If you need text, Ironside, a 5-year-old can. That was the point of the show. A 5-year-old can work it out. New Paradigm Dalek, just a bad idea. Just a bad idea, sadly. Right? It really was a bad idea. Dalek puppets, again, it's designed that a 5-year-old can work it out. Okay, this is just annoying me. Rusty, he was a Dalek. Reconnaissance Dalek, it was just shit. Okay, then we're on to Jodie shit. Defense tropes, that they really were shit. Oh, man. Death Squad Daleks. Yeah, is that the ones who can shoot through a door? Is that the Death Squad? I know. They had the other ones. Executor Daleks. They were awful. That was it. Oh, man, that is a dumb story. Holy shit. That is a dumb story. It's like, really, I can't believe they actually had that. Like, somebody got paid for that? I mean, that's breathtakingly stupid. Man. Scream Rant. Let's see what they're later. Because it's always interesting to see what like those sort of normie headlines are. No, it's not coming up. Fine. You know, let's get. I think we'll start with Alan Moore because I found it's really fascinating. Alan Moore. Now, if you don't know, Alan Moore is I would say genius. I think that's fair. A genius comic book auteur writer. He has turned his back on comic books quite viscerally now because he feels like, and probably rightly so, that he was fucked over by them royally. And again, that's not something I can ever argue with. His new career as a writer, right, as a literary cove. The sad thing is, I don't think he hasn't. I haven't been able to struggle through one of his novels as yet. They're just too intelligent, frankly, and I don't. I'm not saying that to kiss his ass, but they are. They're just like, they're written to keep the plebs out, sort of, right? I hope he finds success. Because I like him a lot, right? He's a very, strange chap, right? He has very strange views about a lot of things, right? I would like not, dodgy views, right? But again, he's a Rachel Zegler, Snow White, early box of predictors. I'm continued downward trend for live action remakes. Maybe don't be a relentless cunt. Oh, vey, really, I just saw that. Maybe don't be a relentless cunt. Oh, no, you couldn't work that one out. You thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with being a relentless cunt. That won't hurt box office. Oh man, really? That's just kind of embarrassing, right? It's just kind of embarrassing. Anyway, what's about to pull up? Oh yeah, fine. Let me grab those images. Doink, doink. So I mean, Alan Moore comics though are the greatest comics ever written. And you know, I just wish that comic book companies, Marvel, DC, didn't fuck Alan over often, right? Like they fuck all creators over often, because Alan Moore being happy produces great comics, right? I haven't really been able to struggle through any of his novels. They've just been like too vast, right? He's got a new, more populist thing either out or just coming out. If I try, I might try as a book on tape. But yeah, I mean, I again, anyway. So when he first started, let me pull this up, was in one of his earliest works in Doctor Who magazine. They've recently been republished in the collected backup strips. They're right over there. Oh, lovely, right? Absolutely lovely. So, this one was from like 2015 or so. Like, oh, look at this, gorgeous. It's literally gorgeous, right? And it's so much in it that's like every page is awesome. Right, literally, it's like you have what's his name? David, was it David Gerald? Whatever his name is, Parker from Thunderbirds does Dalek voices with a life-size Emperor Dalek. Right, it's so cool. He came with a free audio drama on vinyl. Oh, it was fantastic, right? And just every page is like lovingly laid out with so much information. Like interview with Tom Spilsbury and Peter Ware. This was all about Doctor Who comics, essentially, in Doctor Who magazine. There's so much of it here. And again, so they have a lengthy interview with Alan Moore in this about he did several backup strips in Doctor Who, and they were really excellent. So the interview is all about. The first one was I can't remember the name of it. It's artwork by David Lloyd, who later went on to the incredible V for Vendetta. And I would really recommend, by the way, that if you ever want to try out graphic novels, V for Vendetta is excellent, right? Just excellent. Here, this is a page of it, right? Really interesting artwork. I like David Lloyd a lot. So what was this called again? Black Legacy, I think. Is it Black Legacy? Yeah, it is. So Black Legacy is essentially you have these ice warriors, or not ice warriors, these Cybermen who are like chancing their arm, and they hear about a planet with an ultimate weapon. The Death Masters or something, right? And they go and plunder the planet for it. They've all vanished, right? Then this weapon is like infects you with like mental disease and disease, right? So Cybermen start getting emotions, which is a mental disease to them, right? And they start getting sick and they paranoid. And it's just how they kill each other off slowly, right? It would be a really good, like, dark sci-fi western until you have the one Cyberman left, and he's about to blast, and he's very human at this point. He's about to blast off, and this sentient weapon, that causes disease, gets in the craft with him, so he self-destructs rather than blowing up, so to make sure it doesn't get off planet, right? And that's basically what it wanted all along. And then in the end, a few months later, Sontaran's land. It was really cool, right? So he talks a lot about that. And then his second short story he was about Autons. He said, I didn't know anything about Autons at the time. They would... he learned everything from Steve Moore, who knew a lot about Doctor Who. But basically, they had sessions where he'd just go around and smoke a lot of weed with Steve Moore, a lot, right? And talk about ideas, Right? And Steve Moore was telling about, so, they knew they control plastic. He came up with the idea of like Alton toy soldiers, which became really like, I can't believe we never saw that on screen. Right? It's such a brilliant idea. Right? And then he did this sequence of stories about the birth of time travel, and like with paradoxes and it's called four-dimensional war. Right? Now that one was stunning, right? That was his last work. But he was also said, if I had my choice, I would have done everything about the Celestial Toymaker. And then he found out, they told him, they did a Celestial Toymaker story like 6 months after you left. Right? Basically, he left, went to the bigger, better things. Anyway, so in this, he starts talking about Russell D. Davies's era. And boy, this is stuff I glossed over because I wanted to like it. I don't have that. I mean, I still do like it, but yeah, I was disappointed with Doomsday, right? When he had the Daleks versus Cybermen, that the Daleks just like, at least one Dalek should have gone down. When there's only 3 of them, one Dalek should have gone. The Cybermen were like no match for them. It was kind of shit, right? So I wasn't really fond of that. Anyway. So they ask him, Blackstone's storyline. No, 1 second. So basically, he was going to like try and build up a whole menagerie of these super-powered style Doctor Who characters. He had Cobweb, and then he would have done something like the Green Lanterns corps with them. That's basically where he was going with it, which I found interesting. But where's he start talking about Rusty Davies? Somewhere around here. On a Doctor Who related note, I suppose that's why I was never happy where Rusty Davies was writing on Doctor Who. I understand, listen, he is a high-level writer, but its critique is really spot on. One of the main reasons for that was when I had seen he was going to be doing something featuring the Daleks versus the Cybermen, I thought, wow, you would have to be unbelievably clumsy to make a mess of that. So obviously, it's so obvious, isn't it? It's so brilliant, and it wasn't brilliant. It wasn't even adequate. He is right about that. We've really given him back. He's absolutely right about that. It wasn't fair. It wasn't a fair fight, was it? It wasn't. It seemed like the entire story was based around the desire to announce Daleks versus Cybermen in the Radio Times. So what I wanted was something that would have been much bigger and full and strange and reverses that were due to the nature of their ability to combatants. You mean like intelligent writing? Yeah. I'm not quite sure where they would have gone, but it probably would have been quite spectacular and cosmic. Yes, right? I mean, like the Daleks versus Cybermen, they should have insane cyber science and insane Dalek science, like bending reality around them, right? So Rusty Davies actually did a very good bit of prose like that in the beginning of his Rose novel, I think, where he talked about the Time War. Right. So anyway, sticking with Rusty Davies, it's interesting that he relaunches the idea of Doctor Who losing a time war at the heart of his Doctor Who. So Talon says, I didn't watch many of the episodes. I'm afraid I already found the writing and a lot of the earlier ones not to my taste. I'm not criticizing it because I've got very cranky and extreme taste, or that I believe. Right. Obviously, the audience loved a lot of their stuff. So he's like, I don't want to get a bunch of fanboys shouting at me. So it's not for me to knock it. But personally, I've seen a few Stephen Moffat ones, the Matt Smith ones. I found them more consistent, right? They have less gaping plot holes that are thinly papered over with a bit of pseudo-scientific waffle. Yes! They are. That's his first season. I would say their second season, I don't think he managed that. The stories seem to be better constructed. Yes, I mean, you've got to understand, Alan Moore has this genius mind that runs much faster than most, right? He would like Westworld, I think, right? He would be able to understand it on a far higher level than me. There's a the stories Yes, there are still those bits where you don't have to look at it too closely or it will unravel. But I think that, for example, with the playing around with effects of time travel, it seems that a lot more clearly thought through than in the Rusty Davies episode. Yes, absolutely. What do you make of Matt Smith's Doctor? Right, this is fascinating. I think he's interesting in the role. He's quirky. He's no William Hartnell. He basically doesn't like it after William Hartnell, right? But who is? I love the severity of William Hartnell. He wasn't funny at all. I bet this is before Capaldi was the Doctor. I'll be interested to hear his critique on Capaldi Doctor Who, right? I bet it'll be fascinating. I bet it'll be fascinating. He would certainly love World Enough and Time, like his finale. Again, he'll like the severity of it. He wasn't funny at all. He wasn't quaint. He was frightening, nasty little old man, which I should imagine that if you live for 1,000 years or 800 years by that point, you probably would be a bit cranky. You perhaps wouldn't be quite so prone to a lot of eccentric camping around. He was most credible. One of the writers of the Assembly, Terence Dix, has said that he sees traveling with humans he's going to talk about what he would do with modern day Doctor Who. He was seen traveling around with humans. He sees traveling with humans with the Doctor almost like pets. They would live for 50 years or so and die. I'll never write. This is Animal's story that he would never write. I will never write it Doctor Who story. I thought about, but no. It's best just to remain an idea in your head. He's so smart to do that. But I thought, hey, they're getting younger, all of them. Patrick Troughton appears to be younger than William Hartnell. Matt Smith was the youngest, and I thought they're getting younger and they're getting more powerful. The stuff with David Tennant and Matt Smith can do is a long way past what William Hartnell and Tom Baker and the rest of them can do. That's fair, I think. The first time we really saw superpowers from the Doctor, I think, was survival, right? I think it can be a killing weapon, right? I don't remember. He did like Venusian Aikido and stuff like that, but never like magic. Where am I up to? So they're getting younger, getting more power. They're one way past William Hartnell. The TARDIS was by no means the sort of omni device it's become in the recent series. It was a time traveling police box. It was pretty much that. That was pretty much it. So if this trend keeps up, there'll be a Doctor in the future who will be infinitely powerful at about 10, who would be the most dangerous tyrannical creature in time and space, in space-time, I should say. He would have the emotional balance of a 10 or 11-year-old, which is to say none. He would just be the most powerful creature in space-time. See, this is like a different way of looking at things. And I just got a story where the current Doctor finds himself at the center of an assassination attempt. The assassin only glimpsed briefly is an old man. Here, there's an illustration of it. Hang on. I don't know who did the illustration. Does it say? So it's quite good. Below, How Anna's Dream Doctor Who Story Might Look by Mark Garrity. Blimey. There we go. Okay. That looks like that guy from Trelane from Star Trek, or somebody like that. Where was that to? So you have a assassination attempt with an old man. Hang on. But luckily there's an ally there in attempt to save Doctor Who's life. This is basically a Christmas special, right? And this is a very young boy who would turn out eventually to be the old man who he was trying to who the old man was trying to kill. Is the William Hartnell Doctor who found out that one day he will one day become this intergalactic terror, and the one who's trying to save the Doctor's life is of course the intergalactic terror himself. And I thought that would be interesting. It would rock. It would rock, said Alan. And it can be done. I'm sure there must be a William Hartnell lookalike around somewhere. Well, again, this a few years later, that's actually what happened. Neil Gaiman's works on the show. Man, he's so cancelled. So you might get your chance if you wanted it. So here's the interesting thing. Is that I don't think I do. I couldn't work within the strictures that they're working in because there's no reason for me to do it. Yeah, it sounds like nightmare, right? I could be completely free in everything else I do. It wouldn't be fair for me to bar and say I want to work under different guidelines from the other writers that have been working under. So yeah, it's a nice idea, but probably better it stays an idea. Right. So he talks a little bit more about working on licensed characters. Right. So here, I think this is where he really sums it up, how he feels about Doctor Who. You had a pregnant missus and you needed money for the table, essentially. That's it. So he's talking about how he doesn't want to take licensing. I got rent to pay. So reconcile how these two things. That meant that, yes, take any job that's offered to you, then find a way of making it interesting. And that was my basic strategy throughout my early career. I mean, for Marvel, I even took a football job on the Not the World Cup, Marvel Comics 1982. I know nothing about football. I've never had any interest in it at all. But, I thought maybe I could do something funny. So I took the job and did my best and turned out something that was kind of halfway funny. But this kind of applied to things like Doctor Who, right? And to Star Wars. You accept the job, and having done so, you decide to do the best possible with it within the confines of the brief, right? I just again, to hear different minds on Doctor Who. And again, he spoke with so much knowledge about his work, which was literally, first on Black Legacy was 8 pages, I think. 3 episodes split over 8 pages, or 4 episodes split over 8 pages. I mean, it's really fascinating, right? Genuinely fascinating. I wish him all success. I'm too dumb to get anything outside of his comic work, right? Even his last comic work, which was A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, was excellent. Was a lot of work to read and get into, like a lot of work. I found it ultimately rewarding. Right, but that's the top of my intellectual abilities. I'm afraid. Right now, I'm old enough. I can say, yeah, no, more than that. I try to like it. I try to read it, but it's too much. Right, which is basically what he wants. But yeah, he was bang on about that. So that's one fascinating mind about Doctor Who. I'm not going to prejudice this next fascinating mind about Doctor Who. I'm intrigued to hear what they got to say, right? Not him. No, not him. Shooty, I am not interested in literally anything you have to say ever, right? Oh, come on. Wakey. There you go. I want to hear more about... I want to hear the latest First Doctor. Runaway success. I think that's a little bit optimistic. Frankly, I think you're being a little wee bit optimistic there, darling. All right. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is a runaway success. I doubt. Come on, what's the next one? I doubt it. Right. I very much doubt it. Did the trailer? I mean, we really should listen to the trailer because I found it atrocious. It's like, wow, I so don't want to listen to Herbie the Doctor. That sounds really... Why is this? Oh, no, here, I'm going to refresh. See if that does anything. Okay, good. There you go. I think it'll be a misstep to resolve the whole thing, put everything in cement, and I leave it fluid. But the thing is, no, it's not like you left it fluid, right? It's that it didn't make any fucking sense, right? Bottom line, it just didn't make any sense. It was low quality shit. Basically the only way I can describe it, right? Low quality shit. What's this? Have they got a trailer out for something? Oh, there's a new Ninth Doctor one out. So no, they're just trying to sell it again. Where is the? I'm sure there's the Dr. Ruth trailer out here. And honestly, why isn't there if not? I mean, like, if it's just been released, that actually looks quite good as well. Cosmos and Miss Clark. Just been released. They should really, let us know. They should really. Why isn't the trailer there? No, okay, you put the cover out. Really? I mean, the trailer should be. Okay, let's look on Big Finish, which always takes forever to look through now. Oh, yeah, Big Finish. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to help you out and find your. Maybe we'll go to their YouTube panel. Let's try that. Big Finish. Doink. Doink. Like, why wouldn't their trailer be on their like? Oh God, this is just painful to watch. Oh, here it is. Thank you. We'll download it. Doink. Let's see if this works. Actually, hang on. Might be able to download it at 720 with music, with dialogue. Let's find this out. Right, so let's go. Video file. Doink.
Wanted to see the universe, to leave home behind and go on adventures.
Here's the thing. She's giving it her best, right? And she really is. She just, okay, not everybody can play the Doctor. That's really the bottom line, right? She doesn't convince me in any way that she's a Doctor. Like, no way. Like, it'd be one thing if it really worked. Oh, well, fuck me, she's a Doctor. You know, they had, there's a movie called I'm Not There, which is about a lot of different people playing different versions of Bob Dylan. Really interesting movie. But they had, I think, Kate Blanchett played Bob Dylan. And when you watch it, you went, fuck me. That's really works, right? That really genuinely works. Let me see if I can download a clip of that. You know, but this didn't work. Is it Kate Blanchett? Blanchett, Bob Dylan. Oh, yeah. Is this it? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll download it in a second. Yeah, you want. Right, let's listen to this trailer though while this is going on. There.
Out among the stars. But not like this.
Not like this. I mean, like, it's like a female a trigger. Megan calls her the housing estate doctor, and boy is he right.
I'm the Doctor, a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey.
No, you're not.
And suddenly, I'm also a fugitive.
A fugitive? Again, she can do Holby City, right? She can't do this high concept shit. In general, okay, I don't know. I found it less common that women can, right? Sometimes they can, like Amelia Clark. Perfect. Right, totally sold it. I totally believe. Joanna Lumley might have pulled it off. Gillian Anderson probably could pull it off. Right, there's a lot of women who could pull it off. Right, but no, they're trying to make her the other, but change all the canon. No, she's not the fucking other. That's the Doctor's the other. It was nothing like that. Hang on a second. I saw you had a comment to me. I said I better go back to that. Tzvi Lebetkin, if you want to understand Japanese culture, not really. Jess asks. And the boiling was in the original mini-series as well. It was a pure case. It was just awful. I couldn't deal with it. Right? Honestly, I couldn't deal with it. It was like, it was too much for me. Right? Too much for me. Am I being asked to pay for an insert Doctor who's not the original? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you're being browbeaten for not.
My own people have turned against me. I didn't stick around to find out why. All I know is that there's...
I wouldn't mind doing like an AI voice of, firstly, like Capaldi or somebody doing it. Then I'll be like, fuck me, this is awesome. Right? But also, like, I don't know, Joanna Lumley, as Dr. Alice just said. Right? As somebody who... here's the thing. The essence of the Doctor is a few things. Firstly, he's essentially a posh boy who's given it up on principle, right? But he's still got that posh going on with him, right? That the Ninth Doctor didn't, right? And it was a very much a reaction against that. And they basically had to write around that because it didn't really work. And then David Tennant immediately lent into the Time Lord, who's not a Time Lord, who's giving it up to run around, right? And eventually we got back to Matt Smith, just total posh, right? If you're going to have so that's essentially who the Doctor is. Now, if you're going to move away from that, that's fine. But like, if you're going to move away from it by having it be female, then you really got to lean into the essence of what the Doctor is. And this just isn't. But I love to do like a Joanna Lumley voiceover to this. And I bet I could AI remove her voice as well and just lay it in over the soundtrack.
A secret buried in my memory. And they'll do anything to stop it getting out.
It's just she's overacting wildly. Oh, look, you're my memory. I shall do anything to get. I mean, really? It's like Mike Reed doing the Doctor. No.
My past is a mystery, and my future is unknown.
I mean, everything about this trailer is perfect, apart from her performance, and it's not her fucking fault. Right? It's not her fault that her performance sucks. As she's just like, she's acting so far against who she is that it's just completely untenable.
Right now, I'm just staying one step ahead, ducking.
I don't even believe you feel under pressure. Like, and she's like, listen to this.
I'm just staying one step ahead, ducking and diving through time and space.
Ducking and diving through time. It's the Danny fucking Dyer is the Doctor. Fuck ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving. No, me, mate. Oh, yeah, up the apples. I came there. Then I offered the Californian guard a pony to let me out. No, I wouldn't have anything about it, would they? Oh, fuck me. Yeah, no, that's not the Doctor.
History, myth.
History. She literally just said history. Hell. The Doctor doesn't say history. Fucking hell. This is an embarrassment.
Even other dimensions.
Even other dimension. What, one where you can act as a Doctor? You gotta lean into the pot. Again, she's a fine actress for what she's used to being able to do. Right? This is not it. David Mullen quite rightly says, spend your money on the second Doctor range with a season 6B with an authentic Doctor and a cracking series honouring Troughton's Doctor. I agree with you completely. Honestly, Troughton's been treated one of the best in the Big Finish, I think.
And all you have to do is try to keep up.
Great trailer. Yeah, no. And again, I bear no ill will. Right? I bear her no ill will. I really don't. Why would I? Right? It's just... I don't know. Who's worse, her or Shooty? That's the question. I think Shooty's worse than she is. Okay? The real The Fugitive Doctor was shit! Oh, was shit. And a surprise to everyone, including the writers. She's back in her own series. Joe Martin tells Richard Atkinson how she has to stay 3 steps ahead of everyone else. Well, maybe she went to school and was barely literate, which she doesn't sound like she is. She would find it easier. Oh, bloody hell, I was going up the apples and pears, and then came Brassilon. Fuck me. I mean, like, really? As something of a fan of a fan herself, Jo Martin has a measure of the Doctor. No, she's not. There's always a mystery in it, she says. Nothing's ever fully explained. Bullshit. Okay, here is the perfect Doctor Who. Here, you know what? We're going to look at a clip. We are going to look at a clip. And you're going to see how something is explained in Doctor Who, but isn't. You're going to see what mystery and explanation looks like simultaneously, right? Because it was done perfectly by Chris Boucher and Robert Holmes, right? And Dr. Alice is not a Chris Boucher fan. I love Chris Boucher. 1 second. We go over here. Doink. 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 Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one. So let's go. Let's find one. Great cast. I mean, just a stellar cast here.
It will not affect this.
Affect this? Oh, it's a yo-yo. It's a game. I thought you were enjoying it.
Enjoying it? You said I had to keep it going up and down. I thought it was part of the magic.
Magic, Lena. Magic.
I know.
Again, listen to how this it's played so well.
No, there's no such thing as magic.
Exactly. To the rational mind, nothing is inexplicable, only unexplained.
Oh, I forgot how good this delivery is. Yeah.
So, explain to me how this TARDIS is larger on the inside than the out.
All right, I'll show you.
Again, I can't get out how brilliant this is.
It's because insides and outsides are not in the same dimension. Which box is larger?
That one.
That's also helped by Lou Jameson's performance, which is pretty much perfect. I love this control room.
Now which is larger?
That one.
But it looks smaller.
Well, that's because it's further away.
Exactly. If you could keep that exactly that distance away and have it here, the large one would fit inside a small one.
That's silly.
That's transdimensional engineering, a key Time Lord discovery.
It is perfect, okay? So, yeah, Doctor Who does explain stuff intelligently. Oh, it used to be so much cleverer than it is now. Not ever fully explained. It's always been one of the great joys of Doctor Who through the years. Sometimes you can be a bit baffled. No, that's not why we liked it. I'm sorry, no. Especially if you don't normally watch it. Well, that's why you're fucking baffled. It's not for you if you don't normally watch it. Oh, but it's always been a bit strange. How much have you seen like that? Nothing. Never happened. What? Nothing ever. No, never happened. My God, what's happening there? What does it mean? Does the name mean something? Sometimes we're looking for things that ain't even there. Oh God. Okay. I got to read more of interviews. I didn't know she had such a great voice. We got to use that more. We asked Jo whether she thinks the mystery surrounds the Fugitive Doctor, the character who played in 2020, since 2020, the Fugitive Doctor, is a strength. Or whether it simply is what it is, or whether she sees it building towards some kind of dramatic revelation. I don't know if there'll be a resolution. She considers. Well, I'd say there'll be more of her as the years go on. Oh, fuck me! Don't say that. There'll be more teasing. Oh yes. I think it'll be a misstep to resolve everything and say this is it and that. It's this and that and put everything in cement and leave it fluid. Oh, come back here. Leave it fluid, she cried. The Fugitive Doctor, part of the Timeless Child, blah, blah, blah. Oh, fuck off, Timeless Child. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Most probably inferred from this, the Doctor on was she predated the first Doctor. Not so quick, says Chris Jamrell. The plans we drew up to expand upon this recently revealed in the incarnation of the Big Finish audios, the former showrunner decreed we shouldn't be too concerned about where she fit, because you didn't fucking know. And you saw it failed so incredibly hard. Right? Come on. Like, I can't believe the bullshittery. Right? It's pure bullshittery. I think a lot of fans are really hung up on that, says Jo. And quite a few want to know where it going to uncut. You don't. You're a fake doctor. They'll come and ask me on train journeys. I'm like, listen, you have to ask Mr. Chibnall. I just do it. And again, good for you. Because I didn't write this. You didn't even fucking understand it. It's okay, there's nothing to understand because it was shit. All I know is when I took the job, they were trying to explain the Doctor to me and told me she was going to how this was going to work. That I was the first Doctor. So I was like, okay. But that's gone now. Then it's because it doesn't need to make sense. In Most Wanted box set of 3 Fugitive Doctor stories, it's still very well the case in the sense that she could be the first face to adopt the name Doctor and travel through time and space. However, some elusive memories mean that nothing is certain. These stories exist in a bubble, and instead of fixating on the details of the new adventures. They don't worry about it make any bloody sense. Just pay the money for it. Look, don't I look like Doctor Who? No. I'm not paying for it. Like, how much is this shit? How much is it? Let me find out. It is. What's new? Or did it come out last month? It came out last month. Like, what is this shit? It's $24. No. You're nothing like Doctor Who. And it matters that it doesn't make any fucking sense. What the fuck's wrong with you? What do you stop doing? Jumping around. What's lovely, says Joe Martin. It's lovely. Oh, so you just enjoy it. It's lovely, says Joe, because we can go a bit deeper. On TV, she seemed a bit decisive, very strong, and she's fearless, and she has no hesitation. She just, she seemed better than Jodie, right? It just seemed kind of brash and didn't like the door. Wearing the big finish, she's got more time, and we see more sides of her. Sometimes she's angry like this, sometimes she's angry like this, but all the time, there are lesbian spaceship captains everywhere. If you want to be a spaceship captain in the big finish world, you've got to be a lesbian. Do you want to be a lesbian? No, well, you can't captain a spaceship. That's just how simple it is. And you've got to be a very active lesbian longing for their love. We see her being vulnerable. We see her not having the answers. We see her being afraid. What, they're not sending her. We see her questioning who she is. So that's a blessing and a joy to play. I never play that at Holby City. The scripts are so strong, so I think the fans are going to love it. We're not going to love it. Okay, we're not. Big Finish, as I understand, literally had a gun held to their head to make these. Look, if you want to make Doctor Who, this is what Doctor Who is to us. They're like, really? But we make Doctor Who that people want to buy. And this isn't Doctor Who. Although, again, I'm looking at Don Martin. I feel bad. Because he's worked his little socks off on this. It's not his fault, right? Conrad said they're launching a time tunnel system. Yeah, I'm not even giving that a try. Forget that. Not even giving that a look in any way, shape, or form. Where are we up to? I thought it was great, she says. As an actor, that's even better. In one episode, you get to play two characters, but you're not the same person. That's a dream job for any actor. After a wonderful scene where she fights with Jim, it was awful. Well, awful, and kind of turns it to Jason, but it was awful. I was wondering, what the hell am I? How scary is that? No, you weren't. That's why it didn't work and didn't make sense. But again, I felt bad because he's put his little heart and soul into this. And he's a talented guy, very nice guy. I feel bad to take a shit on this. And I think the only problem with this is that Joe Martin's terribly cast. And honestly, that's 68% of the problem with current Doctor Who, right? The other 32% is why Tudor was horribly miscast, right? Should have gone for Don Martin. I'm sorry. Should have gone for Don Martin as a Doctor. It would have been sizably better, right? Really, right? It would have been really sizably better. But sadly, no. All right? It's a mistake. In my mind, it was a mistake. How scary is that? And does she like the fact that character's name a fugitive? I would say, like or not like, it's what was written. You know, they paid me. I'm going to say it. I can't change it. Really? But I think it's a great word. Okay, so this is being diplomatic. It seems like she hated it. I think it's a great word. I think it's a great name. Okay, good. And the fact she's always on the run, having to look over her shoulder, I think is kind of true of all the Doctors. Well, yes and no, off and on. Right? I mean, during the Tom Baker time, he really just kind of like forgot about the Time Lords till he rocked up on Gallifrey. Right? We didn't really get any mention of them at all. I think from the three Doctors. Did we? I can't remember. Oh no, we had the Kanat Poe was a Time Lord. Was there any more? I don't know, season 12, 13. I don't remember. I don't think so. So yeah, I'm called the. What do you want me to do about it? So it's now. How scary is that? So it's something she has in common with other doctors rather than something that sets her apart. Absolutely, I'm just like a doctor. Oh, absolutely. No, you're not. You're not just looking at one thing. Your brain is working three. It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it. You sound like the sort of person who used to like beat up Doctor Who fans, frankly. You've got to have eyes at the back of your head. Oh, that was what most doctors how to operate. That's how it is. Do you watch Doctor Who much? No. So he's been in Once and Future, which is why I asked for my money back. I won't even call it impersonation, Marvel's Joe. He embodies John Hurt. Oh yeah, he was really good. Yeah, he feels like Doctor Who. You don't. It was incredible. No one warned me. Sometimes we have to do another take just because I'm so mesmerized by his performance. Bloody hell! And it's my cue. What a talent. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And again, I wish I wanted to listen to it. I wonder who will get to do me if I pass away. She bogged. No one. They lied to you. You're not Doctor Who. I'm going to cast it before I go. Nobody cares. Every actor, talking about all the different actors came in, Jacqueline King, Alice Cridge, every actor that came in was just incredible. There's lots of people well known to the world of Big Finish. I came in as a newbie, and I felt so looked after, so supported that they got incredible people working on this. This includes, in this instance, Big Finish's head honcho, Nick Briggs. Well, again, they bring him in when they want to sell anything, I guess. So the Fugitive's first out. I mean, in all fairness, his first box set for the Night Doctor was good. And generally speaking, I like his work, all right? I much more anecdotal. Everything's okay about this, apart from the fundamental idea and the casting. Other than that, fan-dabby double dozy, right? And I don't blame the fundamental casting fundamental idea on the casting on the bods at Big Finish, frankly. I'm terrified of the Daleks last show. They're being mentioned, it starts to get me a bit shaky. Oh, okay. So as soon as I hear we all went exterminate, I'm like, oh no, I grew up with Doctor Who and the Daleks were the thing. They made me die by the sofa. I don't believe you. And get the cushions up. I've always been so I just don't believe you. Been so terrified. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That's all I can say. I would love to have an episode with Colin Baker, but not just Colin Baker. Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann. I'll just love it. I'm a huge fan. Oh, God. I think he will do it remotely. He wasn't in the studio, if I remember correctly, but no, it's not comforting. They film it with dread. Oh, fuck off. Blah, blah, scared of the Daleks. It's clear old episodes profound, blah, blah, blah. Now it would be just that would just be amazing. I would love to do blah, 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 blah. I met Colin Baker. Oh, he's wonderful. He is. He's a great little shag. It's a squeal and delight. It's a small delighted squeak. And me and Paul, Sylvester and Paul the other day, I think, you're not fucking Doctor fucking Who. Paul McGann is, and he'll in it probably less than you. I'm sure I'll bump it more as time goes on. Oh God, this is why it's shit, right? You're part of a big family. No. You can go. You go. You stay with the Jodie family. Leave us alone. There are all things that draw us to act together, including, needless to say, a TV show. The power. Oh God, that was awful. When I had Joe's made time for us, blah blah, busy schedule. She met with Colin Sylvester McCoy. Paul McGann, blah, 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 blah. I'm a huge fan of Mike Lee. Oh, yeah, famous Jew hater Mike Lee. Says Joe, a lifelong fan. I mean, his work's very good. So getting a chance to be in one of his films, it's been a dream come true. What film is it? Hang on. Now you got me intrigued. Because, again, big Andy Semite, very talented. He's been in Harlequin Missing You on Netflix on New Year's Day. Wrapped on a second series, The Marlowe Murder Club, starring Mike Lee's Latest film, Hard Truths. Again, I used to like his stuff, but man, just so anti-Semitic, I can't really get behind him. As a future aside, a likely return to the world of the Fugitive Doctor. That's another character that fans of her work will like to see back. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Maybe you've read or heard about this before, but Christian always a fan of that show. Which show was it? Lackadaisical Prohibition. Okay, he's a fan of that show. Even though Fugitive Doctor is quite stern and focused, and having lighter moments and being able to inject them with humor into the character always helps in Doctor Who. Yeah, I suppose, she says. 100%, very true. And then it's been an absolute joy. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been an absolute joy. It's been very bad. It's been very bad. Oh, it's been very, very bad. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.